Yeah.
All right, cool. Hopefully you cut some of this stuff.
Yeah,
man. What up with y'all, man? So we back again, bro.
We back.
It's another blessing, another week. Glad y'all came back in. You know what I'm saying? Blessings to y'all as well. Y'all been rocking with us this far. I know some of my family have been doing so as well. And maybe it's a few other people that I'm not even knowing of, but shout out to y'all for rocking with us and actually supporting what we got going on. Again, my name is Jacques Wright.
It's Adrian Peace.
And this is
the Nice Guys Podcast.
So today we're talking about simulation.
Simulation.
Sims.
Is life a simulation? The Sims. I forgot about that.
Man. You know what I'm saying? It's just an interesting concept because I was like strolling through Instagram. Most people got Instagram. Follow me, Umi Art District. If you want to put a little plug down there, something like that. The Umi Art District. Follow me or whatever. Follow the Nice Guys Podcast as well if you want to hear it from YouTube or some other platform. Or TikTok. It's going to be Nice Guys Cast as well too on TikTok. But anyway, I was on Instagram. And man, my man said, if all you do is overindulge and only do things for self-gratification or to fulfill whatever like desires you have, and you're not really trying to like break those patterns or break that mode or try to do something that's going to be influential within his existence, you're just another piece of the simulation. I was like, whoa.
Another piece of the simulation, right? What does that mean to you?
To me, it's just kind of like you're not an outlier. You're kind of just going to go with the flow with everything.
Okay.
You know, I want to call it sheeple, but I feel like, you know what I'm saying? If you're not really trying to do anything else and you just kind of like going with the flow of everybody else. Yeah. And don't want to challenge certain things. Maybe really think about what your purpose is. Talk to other people about it. Deny yourself. Okay, you talk about that in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Deny your flesh. Deny yourself of what you need to do in order to actually accomplish certain things and sacrifice. Yeah. I feel like that could be true.
Right. And so it's like the implication is that there's like a program.
Yeah.
That
mathematically
that we're all expected to go along with, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of different ways to look at the word simulation.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we're starting off looking at it from like more of a metaphorical or allegorical type of thing. But and there's people that also might view it as a literal sense. Like is life literally a simulation? But we'll probably get into that. But it's like, I don't know.
I feel like there's something coming, bro. You guys go ahead. Yeah.
It's a tough topic. I feel like this is why I kind of wanted to put this one off for a while because we talked about doing this one a while back, and I was like, man, that's kind of a tough one. But it's like because there's so many different angles and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we are a part of something. You know, I feel like even collective consciousness in itself is a part of that programming. Yeah. Part of like, because sometimes you're thinking a thought that nobody else you had a conversation with, but then y'all talking like, yo, I had that same. Right. So it's like it's something that's there that's keeping certain people maybe just based off their thinking process around them. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're surrounded by people that reflect who you are. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if y'all all are part of this program, this simulation, the only reason why you're able to go so far with certain things is because that's where you're at that time in your life too. Like it's different, like a video game, it's like different levels to how much you're able to grow in certain situations and accomplish certain things based off just you as being a part of that simulation and just kind of like having your own program. But if you tweak that program a little bit and alter your thoughts, you start noticing new people coming into your life sometimes. Yeah. So I wonder if that's like part of the process. Like, and then also you have to let certain people go sometimes too in order to progress as well too.
Absolutely. And that can be very tough, but it's a must. Yeah. Like every time that's happened in my life is like I've fought against it, and then it happened.
But you can feel it.
Yeah.
You can feel the shift, yeah.
And a lot of times you even know when it's coming.
Yeah, it's like certain stuff kind of brings it.
Right.
To your forefront, and like, dang.
You mess around, just be in denial about it or whatever, and just like, it's like, no, it's gonna happen. If the Lord will it or universe will it, it's like, no, it's gonna happen. And then, but every time that it's happened, I've ended up better than where I was. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like crazy how we fight against
the level up.
Yeah, we fight against these things that are actually kind of meant to propel us forward sometimes. Yeah. But it's like you were saying, it's like these certain levels in life and certain things based on where we are and all of these, we know that like behavior and so much is like controlled or dictated by genetics and environment. We got the nature versus nurture thing. That could probably be a whole topic, but
that's a good
very
good.
Yeah.
Like if your environment is not conducive to where you want to be at, you're going to be uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Because it's funny, like in that simulation, there's people at that same level thinking that same, like I just said, like collective thinking or just on that same vibration. Yeah. And they see nothing wrong with that environment because it's like the allegory of the cave. Like with Plato, they've never broken out of that simulation or that threshold or just broke through whatever was put into place there to kind of challenge them. Yeah. And we talked about challenges before.
I'm finally catching up on Snowfall because I never watched the last season until now. Okay. And it's just like, again, and this is another thing we'll get to in this conversation, talking about how just like you said, collective conscious, like how so many different people think the same way. But I'm watching this and I'm like, dang, bro, Louis is another Tasha. How she like, Jerome wanted to get out just like Ghost wanted to get out. And she like, nah, we're going to stay in this game. And it's just these crabs in a barrel just pulling each other down. Man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, look at the outcome.
And it's just like, man, we just see these cycles over and over and over in all these different places for people that, like, that was in LA versus in New York. You know what I'm saying?
But still.
Exactly.
Collectively hit you the same way. Like, yo, you know, you can see these similarities and understanding that there's going to be some people that's not willing to go out of that comfortability spot. Yeah. You know, or like even with me, like when I moved to Florida out of nowhere, it was like, what the? You know what I'm saying? Like if I would have kept on within that same simulation I created for myself, still been working enterprise, still doing what I was doing, being miserable, whatever the situation was. But I was like, I got to do something different. Yeah. And something inside of me just kept calling me to go like west, like that direction. Ever since I was younger, like something just kind of pushed me. It was like, yo, you're going to have to leave this place. Yeah. You're going to like it, but you're going to outgrow it. And I felt like I did. And I feel like I'm still developing. But most folks wouldn't have did it the way I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like just uproot and just go. You know, but in my mind, I feel like if I don't take that leap, how would I learn how to swim? You feel me? Yeah. You know, you can sink or swim.
I feel that, yeah.
You know, so, and we talk about the hypnotic rhythm too. Like, I feel like that part of the simulation, like if you become just part of this hypnotic rhythm that just keeps flowing and you don't break it or fail or try something different within this program and whatever this is in terms of what we're seeing, you know, if it's a video game or whatever, it's like, yo, you're going to be stuck in that same level. Yeah. You're not going to try to challenge certain things or be willing to fail. Sometimes like I had to get better at playing like Fallout by dying a couple times, getting eaten by one of the freaking mutants or whatever the situation was in order to actually excel and get better at what's going on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and
it's like some people are genetically more wired to make those type of decisions. And then some people like it's the opposite. So those type of things is like they could never imagine doing it. And it's just like, it just makes me think about like think about free will. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Yeah, because like if the simulation is put into place a certain way, how much free will do you really have?
Exactly.
Is it an absolute? Because like somebody tells you have freedom. Like even when I think sometimes I can't see past certain stages at certain parts of my life. Or even when I look back at certain movies, like whatever my mind was at that point, it had matured, understood everything that was going on, the little, you know, side jokes, the cussing. I rewatched Ninja Turtles, right? Right. I have this thing that I always watch old school movies that I used to watch repetitively. And watch it as an adult. Whole different perspective.
Interesting, yeah.
I feel like that's part of the trials and tribulations that we all go through in the simulation that allows you to see things differently. You know, if you never get a chance to challenge those situations or go through heartache or meet different people and expand, that's why I think it's good to travel. Like I traveled for work for a little while, and it helps to open your mind to other people's thinking and different environments, different foods, different flavors you never tasted. So in the simulation, you just got to sometimes break whatever that is that you create. Because I feel like sometimes your mind already has a simulation putting this as a projection of what's in your mind, and that's why things are around you.
Right. It's like you can stay in your situation and be ruled by, like we said, genetics and your environment, and be ruled by nature and nurture, or you can break out of that and, like you said, travel and, you know, read and expose yourself to different schools of thought, different, just different experiences and stuff like that. And that's where you get those epigenetic changes, right? The changes that are, you know, on a smaller level around the gene that, you know, start to change the way you think and the way that you just move and go about life like that. Yeah.
I think it's good to do it though. Like, because I always see people like, I know it's gonna sound corny, but I watch movies for a certain way. Like, because I'm a visual person. And even when I watch like movies now, I like to have like subtitles when I'm watching so I can make sure I'm still in tune or whatever, because I get so caught up in the visuals. Mm-hmm. But that shows me more than if somebody just saying something to me, because it puts it together for me. And like watching these movies and people taking chances and like having to go through changes or whatever, it never like scared me. It was like, I could see myself doing that. I feel like they created their own simulation in those movies to kind of teach you something as well too within the process. So like you seeing another simulation while you in this simulation, and you like learning from it to assimilate that to move forward. And that's how I used to put it in my mind when I watch movies. Like, I want to do that. I like that idea. Right. I don't like that idea. And you're allowed to do that within that space. But I think it's just interesting how you can kind of watch and model your situation that's created through their own simulation they created. Even video games, you can see like Grand Theft Auto. Like, I think that intrigues people, or Fallout, because of the fact that you're in your own simulation and somebody might be controlling you from another distance. And then you're controlling the other simulation while you in this other simulation. So it's like crazy. You wonder if there could be a possibility that the other simulation could be controlling something? Yeah,
so you think there's like any, because I mean, we've seen that, like you said, in Sims, Grand Theft Auto, like movies like The Matrix, Ready Player One. What else we got?
Ready Player One was fire.
Let me see all the different movies. 13th Floor, like Matrix. Like all these different movies. Ender's Game. Boom. Like these different movies where it's like they're showing like that there's really this Westworld. You know what I'm saying? Like. Man. Do you feel like there's any merit to that idea of like?
Well, maybe, because like even like when we use like different forms of religion, I don't want to get too in depth with it. It's just like you see there's a beginning, but how do you know what the beginning is if you weren't there in the beginning in the first place? So we all had this beginning that we can't really recollect, as you know, because our brains are still developing. But it's just like we have this amnesia. So I'm like wondering, like the beginning was like. I know this sounds like I'm stretching, but with Westworld, I feel like they had these creations. You had to have somebody that created you, but it's like you don't remember having that conversation with the creator per se. Like you just going based on what somebody else tells you. Yeah. But like there had to been a conversation with God, with the first, or the creator, with whoever was created. But I do have these different thoughts. I feel like there was an abundance, and then environmentally things just kind of fell off and died, and then some stuff survived. But that's evolution. That's just a whole nother conversation. Yeah. But I feel like in this simulation with Westworld or any other connections, I feel like it can be that. I think that it could be some, like, you just watch these things and like, oh, that's a dope concept. But like, where did you get that idea from? You know what I'm saying? So like,
I feel like that sometimes, because like for me, sometimes just when, like, if the sky is too blue, like, you know what I'm saying? You look at the sky, just like, bro, this just feel fake, bro. This don't feel real. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen, like, they had this video, the sky changed colors. It went from dark to light out of nowhere. And people were like, nobody saw that? And it just happened quickly. Nobody questioned it. And it was like a glitch. And like, they said the simulation, like it was like literally a dark sky and it was bright. Everything was gonna continue. It was the same thing, and nothing was changed. No frame, you could tell it wasn't edited. It was like, interesting. How the heck did that even happen? But you wonder, you know what I'm saying? There's, because I didn't see some weird stuff with folks and be able to predict certain things. I'm just like, how the heck? Like I had this dream about doing something before I did it, and I ended up doing. I was like, what the? It was the same exact sequence of everything. But I was like 8 years old. I was like, how the heck did that even happen? Right. And it all went through. So I just be wondering sometimes if we're like too distracted by these chemicals and stuff that we're eating to really tap into what's going on with the simulation or whatever. And it could be a lot of deterrents in our food.
There's some very smart people who kind of give credence to this theory. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like this is like completely from left field or anything. So, but you know, I find myself kind of torn with the idea because, like, some part of me is like, okay, there's credence to it. It could be, and then another part of me is just like, is it just that, you know, people cling to this idea because it's kind of the most accessible version of how the most accessible way to ascribe some type of order to the chaos that is life and creation and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that this idea, because we've seen it in so many different forms of media, because we've heard it in so many different stories, especially, like, is that why, you know, it's such a why that idea is so prevalent in our heads sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a sense of control. Like, if we can understand what the simulation is going to do, then we can predict more things, understand. Because like some stuff be just so sporadic and erratic. You just be like, how did that even take place?
Yeah.
Well, case in point, everybody was shocked when Nip went out like the way he did, because nobody was expecting that very moment. That was just so traumatic. But that's not the only situation that something probably traumatic happened at that very moment. Yeah. It's just something that everybody was able to tune into. But some other people got killed probably the same way he did, or even worse somewhere else in the world. So there's just so many positive and negatives, and we try to put it together and try to make sense out of it, because we never know when we're about to tap out this place. You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny you say that too, because I think the day before Nip died, and we got a Nipsey Hussle episode coming soon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But the day before he died, I had tweeted one of his lyrics, and then when it actually happened, when I was getting the news, I was on my way back here to Dallas from Austin. And, you know, me and Dez, we was on the road up here, and I was like, nah, bro. But at the same time, I was having like deja vu. You know what I'm saying?
Like you seen it before.
Like, yeah. But, you know, I've been kind of like learning about deja vu some more, because it's something that happens to me a lot. But that's another one of those times where it feel like, yo, is this just all like
checkpoints, and it's already happened like before? We all sometimes have these moments
where we just make it feel like a simulation.
Yeah, we step out of the simulation. We're like, yo, I've been here before.
Right.
I told you when I came here, I was like, bro, I've been here before, though. This is a checkpoint. I'm like, oh shit. In my mind, I'm thinking like, damn, what is really finna conspire and go down in this mud? So you just be kind of, sometimes it can shift you. You're like, well, it can bother you. Yeah. Or it can encourage you. So it's all about how you want to deal with it as well too. But I definitely feel like those deja vu moments, or I've been here before, have happened on constant, like different. Yeah. But it lets me know that, okay, whatever I'm supposed to be doing, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
I'm not off track.
I feel that way too.
That's why we have them.
And like the explanation that I heard about it, that made the most sense to me, that like finally like clicked, was like, and I'm probably gonna butcher this, but like there's this neuroscientist was explaining like the way that memory works is basically it's kind of like a string of lights or something like that. You can program these lights to light up in a certain way, or a certain sequence. You know what I'm saying? Like you got LEDs, like you can make these LEDs, start at one end and then go from this end and change colors a certain way. Basically, it's kind of the same way with our neurons. Like we have these neurons and they fire in a certain pattern when an event occurs. And when they repeat in that pattern, that's us recalling a memory, basically. You know what I'm saying? So certain events happen that remind us of that memory, and our neurons will fire in a similar pattern, but it's never the same, but it's similar enough to spark that deja vu feeling.
I can see that too.
And that was, yeah.
But it's like, if I've never been there before, how the heck did it feel similar to something else that I've never seen? So then in that instance, could it be that your present self is trying to catch up to your future self, and like you just like I have this idea sometimes. It's like, it sounds weird, but like we're just always with our future and our past at all times. Yeah. If that makes sense. We're always with our future and our past.
Just as like time isn't linear. Just like,
yeah, it's just we're always with it. And it's like, it's not that we necessarily have a future self looking at our, it's just like everything as is and it's just happening. You know, a certain way. I have those thoughts too, but then that kind of goes against the simulation in a way. I feel like in a certain way, if you think about it, it's like, well, then there's no real program. It's just everything's just happening. Right. But then that kind of throws me off too, because I'm like, well, some stuff just happens. I'm like, no, something had to been put into place. It's just so much to throw, like you said, throwing a simulation and concept. It is a lot. But I wanted to do it because I hope it just sparks something for other people. Like, yo, I ain't the only one thinking this. Yeah. I've been thinking the same joint. They talking about the same simulation, you know what I'm saying? Because somebody else made me spark and think about it. For real. Because obviously they play off it in the Matrix. But like, well, that's not completely off. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it is a jack that we can't reach to, you know what I'm saying? So, or, you know, your memories are being put into a creature or something that's created in Westworld or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it could be, even like who cloned Tyrone? Like, he kept having this continual memory because the information was being stored and this kept passing to another body.
Right. Yeah, man, it gets deep, man. It gets so deep that I try not to go too far.
Yeah, you be like, wilding out up in the career, like, yo, you know what? I shouldn't even go outside no more. Like, what?
Yeah,
how you come to that conclusion?
Just get into nihilism and all that stuff.
Oh man,
but it's like, it's a lot. There's so much that we don't understand and never will understand about life.
But it gets played off of. I feel like when we talk about indoctrination, like schools and like being manipulated and put into the, you know, academia and all that, like I feel like some of the most like profound or most successful people have not always done well in academia because they always went against what was already put institutionalized for us to kind of follow behind the programming. Like even Albert Einstein, I don't think he completed his situation, or Bill Gates. You know what I'm saying? The dude that created Apple.
Yeah, Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. I don't think I think Bill Gates did.
I think they were both college dropouts, yeah.
Were they? Yeah. And they went into like, they didn't understand why we was there in the first place. They just, you know, their thought process went somewhere else. People were like, oh, you're crazy. What are you doing? I'm following what it's telling me, like my program is telling me to do, and they followed it and they became super successful. Yeah. You know, so sometimes like when you follow that gut instinct in this simulation or whatever you're supposed to be doing, like they say your calling, whatever programmed us to, you know, do what we do specifically, because all of our genetic makeup is different. Yeah. We're literally uniquely different people. Every single person is, even though you might resemble your family or resemble your parent, because of those 23 chromosomes that make the 46, you're still a brand new human being. Right. That, I mean, you could replicate, but even then, I think within that process, you would still be a brand new human being as a clone. So that in itself is interesting, you know what I mean? So simulation is weird, man. But I think what interests me about how we live is like, if you've never challenged certain things, you continue as patterns, you would just kind of be that drone or just a part and assimilated. But if you challenge certain things, like, hey, I want to go travel here, I want to go travel there. I never thought to travel there, but you start thinking that way. I think it grows. Like I had somebody like trip me out. They were like, well, I hope this person don't see them get offended, but it was like, yo, you know, I don't want the money problems. I don't want to be a billionaire. I was like, why not? And I'm like, I want all this shit. You don't want that smoke. I'm like, yes, I do. I'd rather have the rich person problems than the poor problem. For real. Be careful what you're at. No simulation. If you are listening, I want all the billions.
Whoever is controlling this.
Billions. Send them to me. Indeed. If you don't want to send them to nobody else, Jacques will say you're going to take some, be a philanthropist, I help people, and I'm going to build, bro. That's what my line is. You know, I think it's all about what you want to do with it. And in this simulation, I mean, money doesn't have to be evil. You know what I'm saying? So some people get concerned, but I think if your mindset is still pressed upon that, it's just gonna become part of your simulation, your reality. Yeah. And we use these words and we play on things to try to understand what it is, but it's like we only can go so far sometimes too. I don't know how to describe that. That trips me out too. I'm probably gonna trip some people out.
No, for sure. You know, so we're gonna give people a little break to digest some of this. Yeah. We will be right back. Talk some more about these the simulation.
I think we back.
We are back, man. We talking about the simulation. You know what I'm saying? So many different types of simulations have been shown to us in all kinds of media. Like we said, The Matrix, Westworld, Truman Show. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Metaverse. That's a simulation. Because some of them cats do not be on that real life. Their lifestyle really not built around that. Yeah. But they'll perpetuate it and make people believe, and then they can build off of that. So they're already creating their own simulation for people to believe in, and then because they believe in it so much, they flock to it, and then they end up becoming successful off of that idea that they created in their mind. So to me, that's like you creating your own universe, you know what I'm saying? By creating a situation in a space that you didn't create initially, but people attracted to you, so then you became successful off of that.
Man. That's crazy.
That's another thing that I think of.
It's like, so, you know, the saying, always see it, I think it was like Edgar Allan Poe or something, all we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. And it's like, damn, are we as humans, do we just have such a limited processing power or limited programming, that the only thing we can do is like continue to create levels of this simulation. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like you just said with the metaverse, it's like so many times throughout history we've like just like tried to push ourselves further from what is, I guess, reality to create a new reality. You know what I'm saying?
Like, because computers didn't exist, somebody had to think that from somewhere else, and they put computation together and created a machine that was able to run on its own.
Yeah.
And then we just kept building off of that. So it's like, once you break away and create, I like that thought. That's actually some good thinkings right there. Because the stuff, rotary phones was popping at one point.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to do no, like, people are like, you're crazy. There's no way in the world you can have a phone that has a video on there. Mm-hmm. Or it can be tracked by GPS. And now we have all those things.
What you mean it don't have a cord?
They got a camera. They got a camera in it. You feel me? Like, you think, like, can you imagine people that, and that's part of the simulation, like thinking about there being an actual camera in a phone that's in a rotary in the wall?
Right.
No idea that was even a possibility. I remember when cordless phones was the thing. I'm like, whoa, a cordless phone? What does that do? You walk around the house when you got to be on a cord and have your mama chase you. Hey, man, get off that damn phone. You want my minutes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to your mama, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then at one point, even like they take it to another, different space, kind of in the same, place or whatever. You got phones that had the minute tracking. You couldn't get your free minutes until after 9 o'clock.
Oh, man.
So it's just, the simulation is like, people are brave. I know this sounds funny, but
I used to play Go and chess online and you know what I'm saying, somebody make a phone call and they just shut my whole, you know what I'm saying?
Now you can play chess on your phone with millions of folks if you want to. So it's like, we're just breaking these barriers. I want to get to that Star Trek level. I feel like this simulation should be able to do it. I think we should look past race. Differences, cultural differences, and create spaceships so we can travel throughout the galaxy and come back if we want to. I don't think that Star Trek and Star Wars should be so far-fetched. You know what I'm saying? I think that those are things and thoughts that people are like, yo, but it can be a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, if you believe like in the multiverse, it's probably somewhere out there.
I definitely believe in the multiverse.
It's out there somewhere, right?
I feel like I watched this movie. I forgot it was with Jet Li. I think it was called The One. Oh, and had multiple different versions of himself. Yeah, I feel like sometimes I could just tap in. Like maybe another part of me used to be artistic, another part of me used to like to do music, the other part of me just da 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 da. And it's like we just kind of like pull little by little what we need in this existence from the multiverse.
Right.
And hopefully I'm pulling enough so I can be more successful.
That's basically the premise of Everything Everywhere All at Once. I don't know if have you seen that?
No.
You got to watch that movie.
Really?
But yeah, that's exactly the premise of it. It's like,
I never even heard that film.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's just a great movie.
Did that come out recently?
Check that out. That came out recently. It was like the
Kung Fu movie?
The year last year. Yeah.
Yes, I need to watch that. I want. Oh my, thank you, bro.
It's like she travels to like different dimensions and can like pull from past like different versions of herself.
That's a dope thought. I never even seen the movie, but I was just thinking.
That's wild.
Like, that's collective consciousness.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like I didn't know nobody else came with a movie about that. I thought it was a dope concept, but I didn't really think about that being that part of it. I thought it was like just time travel or something. Yeah. Is time travel too? No, it's just
not so much. It's just different, multiverse things.
Yeah. Would people be able to handle it though, to know that you're able to see yourself as a double? I would. I'm like, no, that's cold.
I don't even know.
What if I'm an asshole though? Like, you watch the Spider-Verse and you see like Miles Morales being evil, and one of them is just like, what if you're a real evil in like another universe?
That's wild.
Other versions of looking like, man, you a sucker, Took me years to develop this thing.
There's certain things that I wonder if like our brains even have like the power to compute. You know what I'm saying? Like will we just like have a breakdown
if we saw a human being coming from the sky just floating? How would that even process in your mind?
Right.
Like, you just be like, oh my gosh,
this gonna sound like real out there, but
you're like in the simulation.
Like what if like aliens could already be here.
They already here.
But not for real. But they could be like really just like walking among us, but because our brains, I don't know, like they just might be in a form that our brains aren't able to make sense of. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like some of them cats be glitching, and you be like, I knew I saw that guy do some weird stuff. I knew he was a reptilian, like the reptilian people that told me that was here before humans existed. I knew he did something weird. I knew there was something going on. Like, I feel like these concepts are being played off of like what really is taking place, and we're just not able to put it together, like you said. So that means I feel like that's why I said a lot of the chemicals that we eat and stuff I think it's sedating us so that we don't, like, because I've done fast from everything and I just felt really different.
You feel a lot more sharp.
Yeah, very much more alert. I'm like, yo, I was not thinking this much before. Now that, you know what I'm saying, or thinking on this level, now that I've started drinking so much sugar and, you know, so much fluoride, I cut out I was eating Times without the fluoride in it and whatever, and the stuff, the aluminum that's inside your deodorant. A lot of stuff that's like keeping us from being at our pure state. Because you got to think about the Egyptians and stuff and like how they was living. They was like building stuff that people are like, how do they do this? You know, to this day. So they had to have been less distracted within that portion of the simulation to kind of like, I think they built that as a reminder. That doesn't sound wild, but I think they built it as a reminder for the future because they understood how human beings work. They were just so in tune. I don't sound tripped out, but in this simulation, why not?
Or if it's a simulation, maybe it was never built in the first place.
I haven't seen it in person, so but I know it's there. It exists, right? It exists, but I haven't been there yet. That's another part of simulation. Like if stuff still, like if you don't ever meet these people, they don't exist.
Yeah,
until you actually meet them.
For real.
So that's like when like you have a heartbreak or break up with somebody, like so upset. It's like if you to calm yourself down, if this promotes more healing in this simulation. There was a point in time you never knew this person existed.
Yeah,
and there's gonna be a point in time they'll never exist again in your life as well too. You know, so you just got to appreciate the moments that we have in the simulation with these folks because it's not.
How can I live without?
It's not forever. Like, it'll never. Once you come to that understanding, you'll be a lot more at peace. Yeah, nothing's gonna be forever.
Indeed, I like that.
Just appreciate it from what it is when it's in front of you as much as you can because it's not gonna be there forever.
Nothing is forever. You know what I'm saying? I like that clip you sent this morning. Was Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was talking about like, you know, we constantly time traveling. We constantly traveling into the future.
That was dope.
Yeah,
I was like,
boy Neil,
we're constantly
poet, man.
Yeah, we're constantly with the past and constantly with our future. That was what I was thinking about earlier, and I was just saying that situation. The guy was like influenced, but I was like, yo, that's kind of dope. I think about that sometimes. Like, how do you just get rid of the past? Right. It's just like it's there with you at all times. You're just kind of living with it, and it's just happening in these moments. So in the simulation. So,
wow.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah. Hopefully you got somebody, people like, man, these niggas high or something like, I mean, he might not be. I ain't gonna lie, I'm on a little Star Trek right now, but these are things that I think about. I'm like, yo, what's up? They probably like, this nigga over there trying to create new math like Terrence Howard.
Right.
Shout out to Terrence Howard. What up with you, bro? That man had the new math. Nigga said 2 + 2 is not 4. I was like, then what is it then, baby?
Yeah, I'm trying to get to
maybe that's another part of the simulation I haven't gotten to just yet.
Not yet.
A lot of people haven't gotten to that level of simulation, Terrence.
Yeah, no.
Put this in the promo too. Nigga, ain't nobody got no new math, nigga. I'm done. I'm good. Sorry.
Yeah.
Probably like, what the fuck wrong with this nigga? Anyway, I just had to throw that in.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yep.
Shit.
I feel you.
What's wrong with this nigga? Anyway, what's up, y'all?
Yeah. I think we did it.
Yeah, we did that, man. Go throw this.
On that note.
Yeah, on the promo, he gonna be like, this nigga just took the whole episode and just did something in my bad, y'all. I have a tendency of doing that.
You know, simulation be glitching sometimes.
Yeah, be glitching like a motherfucker. Like, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with this nigga?
Right.
Yeah, man. But no, for real, we're gonna end it on this note because I just said some wild shit. I've been wilding out lately, y'all. Shout out to the universe, baby.
Subscribe, comment, leave comments on, follow us, all them things.
Yeah, man.
Find us where they have the ad symbols and stuff.
Man, you're gonna see it throughout the entire simulation that we got created under. This is a simulation we creating shit.
Yeah.
I ain't mean to take it from a deep level to that. I just had a moment. This is funny. But no, I definitely hope that we gravitated with y'all, man. Something like resonated. Maybe it sparked something for somebody as well too to kind of think of things differently, or if they were stuck somewhere, maybe this will help them kind of be more creative. You never know what things happen and how they spark off other people. So hopefully we can do all that. Like Tupac says, I might not be the one that created the revolution, but I might have the idea that might spark the person. Yeah. To have that idea to start a revolution. So to make things better for everybody. So on that note, again, my name is Jocko Wright.
Adrian Peace.
Again, it's another episode of the Nice Guys Podcast. Y'all be safe, man, and simulation, baby.
Peace.
Peace.